Alright, so my first install was going to be the wheels and tires, but I can't seem to find any tires right now. So I'm getting laughed at everywhere I go, so I had to order tires. It's going to be a couple weeks before we can get them. So we're going to do an install today, an unboxing and an install on the Metal Cloak armor system. So we're going to take a look at that and all the hardware and everything that comes with it. Comes with 6 packages. This is how it comes in the mail. All boxed up in boxes. So start tearing into these boxes and see what we got. The diff skid cover. Oh, that's loud. Okay, so diff cover. Couple U-bolts for hardware. Bolts should be, that one's pretty straightforward. Bracket for over the top of the axle. I feel like we're going to have a lot of these when we're done. So, it's actually packed really well. Looks like a fan skid. So that'll be the whole fan skid. These are not light. They're pretty stout. Everything that they promised they would be. Fuel tank skid. Taped and we're stapled, and everything survived the trip, so they must know what they're doing. Alright, so this is the fuel tank skid. They're heavier outside the box. These might get a real good test because we're going to be on 30 degrees for a while, so we might be testing these out pretty good. One more set of stickers. There's hardware, so the brackets, This is pretty much everything that comes with the metal cloak kit. In the box. So pretty stout, heavy duty stuff. Like I said, this replaces your cross members underneath, so it has to be pretty strong to do that. So, and we're going to gain a little bit of clearance underneath, or at least get rid of one of the annoying things, which is these cross members. If you can see them, the ones everybody complains about that get smashed right away if you're going to be crawling on rocks, are these ones right here. So those will replace all of that. So those got to come off first, and then we install these plates underneath. We're going to move ahead with the install on the skid plates. So we're getting ready to do those. Here's the skid plates. The tools we're going to need is a 1/2 inch ratchet. We're going to need a 19, a 17, and an 18 millimeter socket, as well as a 13 and a 10, and an 8 millimeter hex socket, and a 9/16, and that should be it. So I'm just going to get into it. So yeah, they're expensive, but for the peace of mind, and I think what it helps you do is it helps you want to push further when you're on the trail. So like if you get on an obstacle that you can't quite get over because you're bottomed out on the skid plates, it's a lot different than being on the stock skid plates where you have all the confidence that you can just push through and not break something, you know. So we've been able to get on top of some pretty good spots and pull ourselves through. And even though we scraped the skid plates, we didn't do any damage to the Jeep. So the more I get on them and the more I use them, I think the more confident I'll be to be able to just, you know, get a little bit more every time I use them. So as far as those go, those are totally worth it. Metal Cloak, Under Armour skid plating, perfectly worth it. Depending on what the route you want to go with your Jeep, because it's not cheap. They are expensive, and it's probably cheaper to get a lift. Well, if you want to get a lift and big tires, it might be a compromise if you can't get both. So Like I said, I've decided to go the non-lift route and go with 35s on this build right now, so I can try to push the 35s and push my driving ability a little better before I actually upgrade to a higher lift and, you know, get outside my comfort zone as far as what I can do on the trails. So that's just my 2 cents on, is it worth it to get the skid plate.